All right, here we go. From left to right, we've got center fielder Pat Monteith, head coach Landon Powell, catcher John Michael Fail. We'll open it up with the opening statement from Coach Powell, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Baseball's an awesome game, and it's a lot of fun. And this team has been incredibly good for several years, and it's just been a joy to coach them. I couldn't be prouder to be a part of a team and a group and to lead these guys. And they've had their backs against the wall a lot, but today they led from the front most of the day today. Obviously some big game heroics there late in the game by Johnny, but these two guys next to me just are well known for being playoff players, and they definitely earned that today. In Monteith, I think Pat gets 7 hits on the day. Only got out twice, and a couple homers. John Mike, 5 or 6 hits. What'd you have, 4 homers today? Man, y'all had better days than I used to have seasons. So just really proud of the whole team, and proud that we can represent this university and continue on to carry and try to go back to back. It's really hard to do that, but that's been our goal all year, and we're ready to try to go accomplish it.
Landon, it was one of those things, like, you know, it feels like a broken record when we're asking him every time you think he's not going to do something, he does it. But today, above and beyond even, like, but there were times like Carter getting on base that lead to that. You know, there were times that they set the table, just the effort to give John Mike the ability to hit that was there. Everybody was kind of locked in today.
Yeah, I mean, early in the first game today, you know, I think there was 3 different innings that we had 2 outs, no runners on, and we were able to score 2, 3, 4 runs in those innings. And it seemed like often it was Carter, Pat, John Mike homer, you know, or Carter, Pat homer. So whenever you can be dangerous with 2 outs, it's a confidence builder for your offense. It's also it's really tough on the opposing team, the opposing pitcher. They just don't feel like there's any easy innings, and that's the kind of team we want to be. You know, we want to be a team that every inning we threaten and we put the pressure on constantly. And we've done a good job of that.
You brought Michael in the 7th. Talk about just what he brought. It just seemed like the energy level went up in the stadium and on your team.
He's a dominant force out there, and he's done it all year long. That's why he's first team all conference and all region. And you know, he's got electric stuff. I think the guy's got a shot to play in the big leagues one day. You know, he's got a 2-pitch mix as well. He's got a good changeup too, but he throws that slider and fastball in there. Can pretty much control it whenever he wants. I was hesitant to bring him in. I was kind of waiting, trying to hold my time as much as possible, because ideally I only wanted to throw 1 or 2 innings a day in case we didn't win, and that way I'd have him available tomorrow. But when we got to the 7th inning, they had the top of their order coming out, their best hitters. And for me, that felt like the right time. I wanted him to face their best guys and put up a couple zeros, and I felt confident that our offense would scratch something across. And you know, Mike putting up 2 zeros gave us the confidence offensively, and got John Mike to the plate in a big situation. These 2 guys, and John Mike did what he does, and took the lead with that 2-run homer. And I'll say that Jalen Vasquez's 2-run homer right after that was also really big. That kind of gave some breathing room, and you know, they got a run there in the last inning and had their best player at the plate with a couple guys on. So that home run Jalen hit was huge.
Was it with the 4-1 inning? Did you think about taking Michael out in the 9th, or were you going to keep him in?
Yeah, once we scored, it was his game, and I probably was going to leave him in. He had a low pitch count after 2 innings. I probably was going to leave him in for the 9th anyway, and just tell him tomorrow you got to bounce back some way somehow. I mean, we're at the end of the year, so it's kind of all hands on deck. But once John Mike hit that homer, it was Mike's game till the finish.
John Mike, what are you feeling right now? What kind of expectations did you have coming into this game?
You know, I just wanted to do enough to help the team win. I know we have such a dangerous lineup from top to bottom, and you know, I just want to go out there and do my job. You know, I don't even know. I'm just happy that we won. You know, that's the main thing. So, you know, a lot of great performances from everybody in our lineup today, offensively and defensively. We did enough to win.
Were you sitting on the pitch? Were you expecting that pitch, or did that kind of surprise you? You look like you're waiting on it.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know what pitch I hit, to be honest with you. I think it was a cutter, but I couldn't really see it. So no, I was up there. Pat had just drawn a walk. And so, you know, it was a big time situation. I was telling all the guys in the dugout that we only needed one run. And that's how much faith we had in Mike to go out in there and close the game out. So I was just looking to put a good swing on the ball. And, you know, I was ready to hit. I was hitting for a long time. And, you know, good things happen when you hit for a long time.
Pat, we struggled with their starter last time we faced them in the conference tournament. What adjustments did y'all make going into this game, or were you seeing it better?
Yeah, we had a really good scouting report on the guy. We knew what he was going to try and do, and he had his best stuff working for him in the conference tournament. And we knew it's tough to do that twice, especially against us. And we knew what we were trying to do. We prepped for it, so we had his number today.
Pat's kind of staying with that, but going back to the first game, it seems like a long time ago now, but you know, you came out with that 10-0 lead. What do you think was the catalyst for that? Or were y'all just locked in knowing what you had to do today and wanting to get out of here today?
Yeah, absolutely. We joked about it today. We're like, nah, we don't want to play tomorrow. Let's win it today. Let's not even worry about tomorrow. Hitters were really locked in. Coaching staff did an unbelievable job this week, and the hitters locked in, so good on the coaches.
Coach, it's such a fight for this game. What did it mean to have experience to be able to overcome that and have the guys to keep everybody on board and say, hey, we can still win this?
Yeah, I mean, we have a very battle-tested group, and John Mike, that's his third super regional in your career. And by the way, I think there's only been 3 super regionals in the Southeast region in the history of the Southeast region. They should not do super regionals. So John Mike's played in all 3 super regionals ever. He's battle tested. Pat's been doing this since he's a freshman. Been in a couple super regionals and a World Series. Several other guys on our team. You know, Corey Bibbins is a senior captain that's been here since him and John Mike the whole time. Mark Kloop's been here 3 years. So we got some veteran guys that are battle tested, and that matters a ton in the game of baseball. Belmont Abbey, a little different. They have a younger team, and they have some really talented kids. They're going to be in trouble. They're going to be a problem for the next couple of years. They got some really good, talented young hitters. But I think our experience definitely gave us the calm late in the game and kind of the patience to know that, you know, we're going to get a big hit here in a minute, and we did.
How's this team different than the last 3 that you've had? Is there something different about this team? Is there a different vibe to it?
Yeah, they're all different. They're all different. Even though a lot of this team is the same guys from last year, there's a different vibe. There's a different, you know, we have some different leaders on this team. Pat's really grown into a leadership role this year. Obviously, John Mike's the driving force, and kind of how it always has been. Last year, starting pitching really dominated, and this year I think our bullpen has really dominated. So from a pitching staff standpoint, we've been good both years, but this year our bullpen was special. They're both good teams, and I'm just excited to see what this team can do and carry.
Yeah, kind of staying with that. Last year there was the happiness of getting there for the first time, you know, which LB led the national championship. This year, the hunted, and you're there again. You know, what does that feel like coming off of this and going into next week? But you got a lot of time to think about that too.
No, I mean, listen, this is the goal. We wanted to get back there, and you know, it's such an incredible opportunity to go to Cary and enjoy that. We had so much fun last year, so obviously anything but Cary was going to be a disappointment this year. But that doesn't mean it wasn't hard, and we had to work for it. We had to earn it, and we did. So I'm proud of these guys, and I know they're not done yet. They're not satisfied. I can promise you that. I'm not. I mean, that's how we think. We're not ever going to be complacent, and we're not ever going to be satisfied. And just getting there is not enough. We want to go win it.
We got one more question from the reporter in the back right here.
It's hard to go back to back. How did y'all prepare for that?
It is hard to go back to back, and a lot of teams aren't able to do that. What we did is all year long, we decided that this team was a different team, and that last year was last year, and that doesn't mean anything for this group getting there. So we had to write our own story, and this team this team wanted to write their own story and have their own name in the history book. And so there's a bunch of new guys on this team that didn't get to go last year, and so I'm excited for those guys to go experience it. But I tell you what, it's very hard to get to the World Series back-to-back years. I was fortunate enough to do it as a player. We have to go 3 years in a row, but you can watch college baseball every year. There's not many teams that go consecutive years. So that's hats off to these players and the amount of work that they've put in and the talent that they have, and they've earned it and they deserve it.
We'll see you next week in Cary.
All right, thank you guys.